The governor of Ekiti State, Dr. Kaide Fayemi, has promised portable water for the people of the state. He flagged off a 251-kilometer water pipeline extension and distribution for 14 communities in Ado-Ekiti, the state capital. The project will be delivered in 18 months, and the governor assures that water supply will go around the state before the expiration of his administration. Well, the role and participation is seen as dwindling, especially in the last elections. A non-governmental organization, Yaga Africa, is canvassing for more younger Nigerians to seek elective positions. The group today is assessing the role of younger candidates and their performance in the 2019 general elections in the wake of the new law, which reduced the ages of political participation across the board. The initiative for the younger people to run office was projected through the Not Too Young to Run movement and a bill sponsored by a member of the House of Representatives. Let's now speak to one of the organizers, Cynthia Mbamalu, who joins us from our Abuja studio. Many thanks for joining us on the program. And we'd like to ask your assessment of participation of women and young people in the last general elections. Good to see you.
Thank you. Well, the elections would say concluded, and we're actually doing an assessment of how young people fared in these elections. But beyond that, also looking at young women, how did young women fare in the elections? So today we have a meeting of young female candidates in the 2019 general elections to hear their stories, their experiences, and then also to help us come up with a better action plan for next elections. If you look at our data, you'd see that for young women, if you look at for the House of Representatives, out of the 39 young House of Reps members elected, none of them is a woman. So we have no young female between the ages of between 30 to 40 or even to 35. If we increase that to 40, we still have no young female. They are all young men. And if you go down to the state assemblies, we have, thanks to Not Too Young to Run, we have about 17 young people that won the elections between 25 to 30 years old. But amongst this number, none of them is a woman. If you also increase that from 31 to 35, we have just 2 young women who emerged as candidates, as winners for the state assemblies. And if you increase that to 40
on some of these statistics,
if you add that between 31 to 40, you have about 8 of them that are young females. So the challenge, the question for us is, why do we have lesser number of women emerging as winners from the elections, especially young women? We know that the elections was not fair to women. If you look at the performance of women in these elections, you look at the National Assembly, for instance, there's a decline in number of elected females in the Ninth Assembly. For the House of Representatives, only 11 women won the elections for 360 seats in the House of Representatives.
So, Cynthia, the question now really is, we don't even have 35% affirmation, and then we have this, the number dwindling, 5.5%. Is there hope for the Nigerian woman, the young woman?
Well, I want to believe that this for us is a call to action. Why? Because I wouldn't say there is no hope. Rather, this is just showing us the reality of how the gender gap in Nigeria's political space continually increases. So you'd have, for every election, there is a lot of hope that you have an increase in women candidates. But beyond that, what you have seen is that with each election, you have lesser number of women winning the elections. So for us, is what do we need to do as a people as we move forward? Nigeria will be celebrating 20 years of democracy in this year. And the question is, how has democracy, how has the people felt the impact of democracy? How can we say that our democracy is truly representative, that our government is truly representative, that those basic principles of inclusion and representation are reflected in our government? No, we haven't gotten there. So the thing is, what do we do moving forward? And it begins with how we start to engage with the political parties now, how we begin to demand for women inclusion with the appointment of the formation, the constitution of the cabinet members at both the national level and even appointment at the state levels. Because to get to the 5% affirmative action, to get that is beyond just asking, it's just beyond just parties making promises that they will give free tickets to women or that they would give consideration for women. But now we want to start seeing, when it comes to appointments, we want to start seeing more women appointed into office.
We'd like to thank you. Wish we had more time to talk about this very important issue.
But now the Ninth Assembly has...
Thank you so much for joining us on Lunchtime Politics.